Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So glad you're joining us. If you're the kind of person who absolutely loves tearing things apart to see exactly what makes them tick, well, you're going to love this. Today, we're doing something incredibly focused. We're analyzing a text that takes, maybe 5 seconds to read, and here's the crazy part. It holds a massive amount of architectural intent. We're going to put on our analytical lenses, kind of play linguistic forensic experts for a bit, and take a microscopic look at this super brief source material. We want to see how every single word carries weight, structure, and intent. So let's just get right to it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the exact, completely unedited source text that forms the absolute foundation of our entire analysis today. The source gives us a title, Leaders of the Ummah Should Appreciate the Deoband Scholars, and then it follows up with a very short instruction. Make an English speech video on this topic with English text. And honestly, that's it. That is the whole shebang. But as you'll see in just a minute, this tiny block of text is doing some heavy lifting. It's basically a complete instruction manual condensed down into just 2 sentences.
Section 1. The prompt analyzed. Directive blueprint.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how we can take those short sentences and reveal a highly engineered design. I mean, this isn't just a random thought somebody jotted down on a napkin, right? It's a precise prompt designed to generate a very specific message. This concise directive actually contains 4 distinct pillars. We've got a target audience, a required action, a specific subject, and strict formatting rules. Over these next few sections, we're going to unpack each of these pillars to understand exactly how this prompt functions and what it demands of whoever is creating it.
Section 2. The target audience. Defining the subject.
All right, let's zoom in on the opening phrase of that mandated title, Leaders of the Ummah. The text explicitly designates this specific group as the subject. According to our source material, this is the entity being called out. The prompt doesn't just ask the general public to do something. No, it squarely places the burden of action on this highly defined leadership group. And understanding exactly who a message targets, that's always step 1 in figuring out the dynamic any text is trying to set up.
Section 3. Call for appreciation. The core directive.
So the crucial point is the core verb sitting right in the middle of our speech title, should appreciate. This phrase really functions as the emotional and actionable center of the text. This isn't just a casual, passive suggestion, not at all. It functions as a direct, imperative call to action for those leaders. The prompt is straight up dictating that the resulting speech must advocate for this exact sentiment. It's literally mandating appreciation.
Section 4. The subject matter, object of appreciation.
Now we shift our narrative focus to the object of the sentence, right? The specific group that's actually meant to receive this mandated appreciation. The source explicitly positions the Deoband scholars as the sole beneficiaries of the leader's requested action. The entire architecture of the prompt ensures that the focus of the resulting speech stays totally locked on to this specific subject matter. It's designed from the ground up to elevate this exact group within the context of the speech.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact relationship the source text is demanding to be built. Think of it like a giant puzzle piece bridging a gap. We have the actors, the leaders of the Ummah, on one side, and on the other side, the receivers, the Deoband scholars. Between them is this required bridge of appreciation. The prompt is literally outlining a relationship dynamic that it fully expects the final speech to manifest in the real world. It dictates who has to act, what that action is, and who receives it. It's building a conceptual bridge, point by point.
Section 5. Format directives. Production constraints.
Now, the prompt doesn't just tell us what the message is, it gives exact, strict instructions on how this message absolutely must be delivered. It demands an English speech video, it requires the topic to perfectly match the exact provided title, and it mandates the inclusion of English text. So this single instructional sentence is incredibly rigid in its production demands. It is tightly controlling the medium of delivery. Reiterating these strict linguistic and formatting rules, we're basically looking at a clear 2-step operational guide. Step 1, speak the message in English. Step 2, ensure the text is displayed in English. The prompt dictates both the audio and the visual language of the final product. It leaves absolutely zero room for interpretation about how the final output should look and sound. Honestly, it's a testament to how many specific structural demands can be packed into just a handful of words.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our final understanding. When we take a microscopic look at this roughly 20-word source, it reveals some incredible density. What initially just looks like a simple title and a quick instruction is actually a complete, rigid framework.
We found a highly specific audience, a clear action, a distinct subject, and totally unbreakable formatting rules. It really goes to show us that even the briefest of texts can contain a complex, multi-layered agenda for whoever takes on the task of fulfilling it.
Which brings us to the ultimate question generated by analyzing this textual blueprint. The prompt exists. The rigid instructions are crystal clear. The demand for appreciation has been scripted and formatted right down to the exact language it has to be spoken in. But when we look at the core message of this prompt, we have to turn it outward to the real world and ask, will the leaders actually answer the call? Thank you so much for exploring the anatomy of this fascinating text with me today. Keep analyzing what you read, always look for the structures beneath the words, and I'll see you in the next explainer.